What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 12 of my Total Warhammer 3 Drycha Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Akka the Wanderer faced off against Ungrim Ironfist in Nashrak's lair, and Akka once again came out ahead. Ungrim unfortunately deployed in such a way that his army was greatly disadvantaged and unable to bring the cannons that he brought to deal with us to bear. And Akka, of course, took advantage. Now we still have 2 more defeats of the Dwarves to go, hopefully, in order to get the Unforgiven quest completed and confederate Durthu, which will be pretty interesting, though it'll probably massively increase our upkeep costs on the one hand, but on the other hand, I guess we'll get Durthu's tree as well, so that would offset it at least somewhat. We will see to what degree when we get there. Now, in terms of what we gotta do right now, there really isn't much, as we've moved everybody, and I believe we've built everything, so I guess we're just ready to end the turn, aren't we? Alrighty, well, hardly something to complain about. Also, Serpent Estuary is actually collecting slight amounts of income, eh? We pieced out with the lizards, and now I'm just thinking, I suppose we could have gotten a few ports from them, but on the other hand, only 100 money per port really isn't that much. We're better off just wandering around raising stuff. Anyway, let's end the turn and let's proceed. Let's see what we can accomplish in the next few turns before Drycha heads through the through the deep roots and goes to somewhere. Reichland has attacked Sylvania. Well, that's not unexpected, so that's just fine. Sylvania's gonna need more and more help from us. Makes it even less likely that they will try to abandon us. We just gotta watch out for our territories getting attacked, especially while we still need the growth up north before we trade everything away. Constructor for Tala, great for him. A Brutal Business will be very helpful for our Dryads, as it'll increase their damage. Now, we need to get the heck out of here. Colas, you're moving down here, and Drycha, you're following suit as well. You do need to heal up a little bit as well. Yeah, and go. And this will be the last trespasses in this territory. They're minus 42. Yeah, they're a little bit upset about it. Ooh, and I see a Hero of the Blessed Dread here. I do wonder how these guys will do against them, and we shall see. I'm also kind of tempted to send Colas up here to grab Shyama's Rest quickly and just try to trade it away. Might be a benefit to doing so. I also see there's a mysterious island here, which is free money and no battle as well. And what is this? It's a Remnants of Battle, so not as good. Alrighty, Drycha, you've moved, and now it's time for Akka to follow suit as well. And we're going to send Akka, I guess, to Karak-Kadrin. I do have to wonder whether they would be willing to fight us here. Let's see. Akka, you're gonna move, let's say, here. And if you have time, try to ambush. Like so. Maybe these guys, I mean, they are recruiting, but who knows. Maybe they'll try to go for Nashrak's lair. Maybe they won't, but we gotta head down to Karak-Kadrin, because it's very much tradable to Vlad. And then we can start giving him all this stuff. Tala, you are doing the same thing. Go up to Karak-Ungor, and then do the same thing. Grab all these territories, though it'll cost some money. I also noticed that Ergig has been taken by Middenland. Good job. I would imagine Festus usually has control of this, though I see that he still seems to hold the other territories near here. Prudenwald at the very least. I don't know about Middenheim because we can't see it, but judging by the Nurgle corruption, pretty likely. Okay, so that's you guys, and that's all the moves that you can make. Let's see what else we can do. Kazed Irkulaz, we don't need to build anything here, I think, because none of this provides any benefit to us right now, does it? I guess we could get Waystones for growth for all provinces, but do we really want to spend 1,000 gold on this right now? Probably not. Yeah, I think we'll leave that alone. Nashrak's Lair, Peak Pass, I guess we could at least temporarily build the dyes, but once again... Now, you know what, screw it, get the Sacrificial Grounds if we're gonna attack Karak-Kadrin and the Fallen King Mountain anyway. Southern Oblast, we have... Oh, damn. We have Iron here as well, which we could once again keep if we really wanted to. You know what, I'll build the Iron for now, and just leave it there, we'll see. We will see. We could always delete it. Plus, it'll be worth more in a trade if the iron is actually developed. if nothing else. Same thing for the gold mine. I'm actually curious to see how much we get for gold in this particular faction, which we'll find out shortly. Okie dokie, Jungles of Qian and Griffinwood, you are nearing to getting your next upgrade, and Griffinwood, you are quite far away from it, but you'll get there eventually, I'm sure. Alrighty, well, nothing else to do. Drycha's gonna be full health the next turn, though, which means if we wanted to, we could probably jump in and do the COEDDIL quest. Yeah, alright. We'll see. We'll see about that. And I believe that's another end turn, unless there's some diplomacy that we want to take care of. And it does not really look like it. Oh, the Western Provinces is getting quite near to getting a potential defensive agreement going. How much would this cost? 23k. Okay, it's a little bit on the steep side. And they're fighting all the ogres. But still, as long as our reputation continues growing, this will probably eventually happen anyway. And minus 14 on the Burning Wind Nomads, unfortunately. Minus 7.9 on Sylvania, but at least we can trade them territories. Okay, well, we'll leave that as it is for now. Also, we gotta get Drycha the Sword of Cain. Like, we really gotta get Drycha the Sword of Cain. Especially since she doesn't appear to have her own special weapons. I guess all she really needs are her claws. Nah. Also, I'm really not a fan of this Fang of Talroth thing. I'm wondering if we can just give it to one of Drycha's branch wraiths and keep the Talisman of Preservation, because the 16% ward save just plain seems better. And yeah, I get it, the attacks applying dampening is fine, but these guys can apply dampening just fine as well. Anyway, let's end the turn, and if we're going to get attacked, it'll happen here, so let's take a look here. Alright, thick Thunderstone. I like my Thunderstones thick. Come on. Go and attack Akka. Oh, Carl. I didn't know that you've come out to play as well. Alrighty, well, I guess we're sending Tala back to deal with this nonsense. Fine. And he was so busy with recolonizing stuff. I guess we could technically send both of these guys if we really wanted to, but I think Tala should be able to handle it for now. Damn, I'm just about to get Karakungor as well, but I think we'll need to move immediately. Alright, go, go, go. Most likely Karl will take Beckhofen, but then we can attack him again and then retake these. It's kind of annoying, but the growth of the tree is almost finished in many regards, so we probably won't care about these shortly, and then we'll just trade them all to Vlad after we're done, so not gonna be a big deal. You are gonna keep going, I guess. Do we start another ambush? If he jumps over, he could just go for Nashrak's Lair, but then it'll mean an easy take on Karak-Kadrin. You know what? Go for an ambush again. He's still recruiting, so I doubt it'll do anything, but you never know. How about like this? Wait, can't you move an ambush stance? Yeah, you can, so just go here. What's the chance here? 70% still. We won't be healing anymore either, but I think we'll be okay. And just in case we fight, however, let's get ourselves those dwellers below. And you know, I'm tempted to get regrowth on the one hand, but on the other hand, Akka's never been so threatened that he would need a regrowth, so I think we'll be okay. He heals himself just fine. You can get Endurance of the Yoke, I guess, because there's really nothing else for you to get. And then Akka will once again play the waiting game. Alrighty, Drycha. You are not going to be playing the waiting game, you're going to be playing Hungry Hungry Hippos. Let's see, you are going to move here. Drycha, you are going to move all the way here. I'm not going to go into any stance. We'll simply world roots over to the jungles of Qian after. But I guess we're doing the quest then. Alrighty, COEDDIL Unchained. Win the following battle with Drycha's army, COEDDIL Unchained, casualty replenishment, yada yada yada. Alright. So what does this say? Reinforcements expected, and oh wow, the bounce power is actually in the enemy's favor. They got some Zotes here, and some Wildwood Rangers, some Eternal Guard, some Glade Guard. Those aren't really all that concerning, but who knows what the reinforcements are. Oh, victory conditions. Who knows what the reinforcements are? When the following battle, yada yada yada. Okay, that's the same thing. We're gonna give this a quick read. Within Athelloren, Drycha's association with the vengeful tree-man elder known as COEDDIL is no secret. His great betrayal of the Azrae has not been forgotten, and the forests whisper that his wrath will never be subdued. He has roamed imprisoned in the wildwood with his dryad handmaidens for several centuries, while Drycha's Wargrove has determinedly carried out his malevolent decrees in the outside world. But the time of his liberation is finally at hand. COEDDIL will have his freedom. Drycha needs only to topple 2 of the waystones that form the fence around his forest prison, thus freeing the great ancient once and for all. Oh, so we're in the part of the timeline before COEDDIL was released. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Huh. I've always wondered where exactly we were in the timeline in this game, but no, the timeline's kind of screwy, isn't it? Yeah, the timeline's screwy. Several things happen out of order, and yeah, never mind. Also, doesn't COEDDIL no longer have like a physical form? Isn't he just like a spirit, but like with power, like a shadow spirit? I don't remember what the deal with him is anymore. Well, either way, let's get to it. Alrighty, here we are, and oh, we can see the reinforcements, and oh my, that is a lot of Wildwood Rangers. That is indeed quite a concerning number of them. You know what I should have probably done? Should have probably gone for some spells, but we do have the Dwellers Below available to us, and a decent amount of mana to cast it. And only 2 Zotes, by the looks of it. I think we'll be okay. Pyrrhic victory, apparently. Let's see what we can do, and let's see once and for all if this thing is still bugged. I do believe somebody said in the comments that it has been fixed. Whether that is true, well, let's find out. Using relics stolen from across the old world, Drycha must disrupt the waystones which make up the fence around the wildwood, thus shattering Ariel's powerful wards, magical protections designed to prevent anyone from breaking into the prison holding the ancient tree man COEDDIL. The Wildwood Rangers have been alerted to her presence and have already moved to intercept her. Now Drycha must battle her way through the wilderness to free the embittered ancient from his leafy confinement. I think he'd like a leafy confinement. Alrighty, here we are, finally the quest battle for COEDDIL, who is actually already on the field, and I just want to point out, looking absolutely fantastic. What a great model, damn. You gotta love Durthu, and COEDDIL is no slouch and looking pretty freaking amazing, too. I do like the mix of the orange together with the purple of the malevolent stuff as well. What are you doing? Well, why is he? What are you doing, COEDDIL? Huh? Do regular treemen do this? I'll take another look at what exactly they do. They do like to roar at things, which you wouldn't expect so much from a tree. But anyway, let's get to the battle. Now, this battle, I want to point out, may have some odd editing, because it does have some odd moments because of the destruction of the waystones. I'm not entirely sure how it'll look, so if there's any cuts and it looks weird, that's why. Also, I just want to take a look around the map a little bit. Nice little skull, and is this, I take it, some kind of barrow or something like that? It does appear to be closed or sealed. I guess this is supposed to be the Wildwood, so there's probably a bunch of crazy stuff in here that isn't just COEDDIL. More skulls over there. Could be a bunch of dryads piling skulls on stuff, who knows? That seems like something they'd do. Anyway, we are going to open the battle by moving forward, and I just want to say the game really went ahead and put a very, very strange setup automatically for our army. Drycha's all the way back here, and the rest of our units are in this weird little line, but fortunately the enemy isn't all that numerous. A and B is kind of all over the place. We're immediately going to charge our giant wolves and spiders towards the first of the wastelands. They have barely any HP at that. Okay, I might splice those things, but anyway, every time you break down, lots and lots of reinforcements come out to play. I mean, this is a pretty massive amount of reinforcements, and that's just the first waystone. We're heading towards another one over on this side, and COEDDIL has already deployed here with more dryads who are going to be able to hit even more of those waystones. 2000 HP really feels like it's nowhere near enough. But anyway, this is probably the only location where we're fighting, so we might as well watch that. Got a lot of Wildwood Rangers, among other things, to kill. Our Treekin are ripping apart the Wildwood Rangers, guarding the fourth and last of the waystones here, and it looks like those Wildwood Rangers are getting out of here. They should have sent more effective units to guard the Wildwood, especially if they wanted to keep COEDDIL back. I wonder what the strength ratio is between COEDDIL and the other ancient treemen. Anyway, all that aside, the last of the waystones has fallen, and even more reinforcements are on the field now, absolutely massively overwhelming the poor enemy units that remain. It looks like the biggest portion of the enemy units is here, where COEDDIL is coming down, and he's going to start killing some of them. He only has a few basic Dryad units, or Malevolent Dryad units, to his name, but damn if he doesn't look amazing. Man, I'm kind of jealous of this kind of color scheme. I wish that we could have an army that has this type of color scheme as well. Or maybe if you could, like, maybe COEDDIL should give you, like, a unique aspect for your Dryads and your Treekin and stuff that changes some of their stuff, but also gives them this color scheme. Super Malevolent Dryads. I don't know. But I would just love it. I like to bet at least somebody's probably made a mod doing this, because it just looks too cool not to use. Oh man, I guess you could put him in Durthu's army and they would look somewhat similar, although I guess Durthu's green and orange, whereas COEDDIL's purple or orange. But anyway, let's see. His own basic Dryads are fighting the Wildwood Rangers here, and considering his are unbuffed Dryads, I would imagine that they would probably lose against the Wildwood Rangers, but he can, you know, help them out as well. Plus, he does have a bound ability that does damage, though I think it's against characters, rather than against blobs of units. Very nice, and just like that, the Wildwood Rangers pretty much are out. And let's see what the enemy has left. Not much by the looks of it on the field. We're still chasing around one of the enemies at a Spellslinger here. I see a Lord or something, or a hero. What do we have? It is, oh, it's a Glade Lord, okay. It's gonna be nothing soon, as we have caught said Glade Lord with our Treeman and our Treekin. I don't even know if these are actually ours or not. Yes, indeed they are. Kinda hard to separate them, because look at the just giant pile of reinforcements that you get here. I take it this battle is supposed to be impossible to lose. I guess when it was broken, it was a lot more losable, but now, and when the Waystones come down, you get all these reinforcements. I don't know what you'd have to do to lose those. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't even need to use any of your own units, and your allies could just kill everything for you. In theory. Though I guess we'll see. Maybe there's more reinforcements that will come out to play. Our allies are moving some bats in to surround the enemy Glade Riders here. Wild Riders, close enough. It's Wood Elves, might as well be Glades something. Alrighty, and these guys are getting the heck out of here right before they get absolutely overrun by even more forces coming in. And I believe that's everybody that isn't a reinforcement taken out. And now we're just gonna move up and meet up with COEDDIL up north. Oh, it looks like a new unit has arrived onto the field, and it is a unit of additional Wild Riders. They're gonna immediately hit our Giant Wolves, unfortunately for us. And this is a reinforcement unit just appearing randomly out of the wood. And we're, of course, immediately going to charge them with pretty much everything we have to try to save the Giant Wolves from taking too much damage. Fortunately, the latter have not lost too many models so far, but they will start doing so. There we go, 38 out of 48 now, starting to lose models and HP. But fortunately, the Wild Riders are now overwhelmed themselves. Also, it's a really dark map, but, you know, Wildwood and just the wood in general makes sense for it to be fairly dark. Alrighty, well, with those guys out of the picture, I'm just going to speed up the battle a little bit until something happens, and there we go, something has happened. A massive amount of Wildwood Rangers led by a brand new Glade, I want to say Lord or Captain, yeah, another Glade Lord, join the field. Some Zotes working together with them as well. And we're definitely going to get an army with a bunch of Zotes ourselves later on. And here we are. We're obviously going to immediately counter by turning directly towards the enemy. COEDDIL is also here to help out, and he's roaring his anger at the sky as he likes to do. And it seems, oh wow, and look at the massive air force our allies have brought. 1, 2, 3, 3 bats, 4 bats, hawks and eagles. Oh, and actually more hawks as well. Actually, these hawks are basically dead because they're quite fragile, but at the very least, they're completely distracting the enemy forces and allowing us to move in with our Dryads and Treekin, wherein we can just obliterate the enemy. Huh. Wait, there we go. Try to catch an angle where the light was easier to see. I wonder why it was like that for a second there. But now it's gone. Alright, there we go. Oh, is it when the enemy casts stuff? When the Spellsinger casts stuff, perhaps? Floating around. We're the only ones who are allowed in Air Force. Oh, yeah, it was probably from the casting. Okay, well, that's great for them, unfortunately, and not so great for the rest of their forces, as all the Wildwood Rangers are already routing. It looks like the Zotes are also not only routing, but terrified as well. Interesting that the Zotes are not immune to psychology, though then again, I suppose, why would they be? Maybe just because they cause fear themselves? Wait, aren't units that cause terror? Yeah, units that cause terror are immune to terror and fear themselves, but units that only cause fear are only immune to fear, not terror. Yes, okay, makes sense, which is why the Zotes are terrified. Well, and the Zotes are going to be out of here, and this is, I believe, the second last of the enemy reinforcements that are coming in, as yet another unit is making its way into the battlefield, or onto the battlefield. Lots of Wild Riders by the looks of it this time, moving out of those trees. Surprised not to see any Sisters of the Thorn, I think, in this particular battle. Could have been fairly decent in this particular situation. There we go. At least these guys are going to fight where we can see exactly what's happening. They're going to charge directly into our Dryads and our Treekin here. Or actually our allies, Dryads and Treekin. Kind of hard to tell them apart. But obviously their charge is blunted on the Treekin, and they're not going to accomplish too much there. Also, our allies, Hawks and other Air Force units, are going to come down and start hitting the enemy. I suppose it's nice that our allies are contributing quite a lot here. Usually your ally doesn't contribute all that much or gets themselves killed, but in this particular situation, I guess A, there's a lot of them, and B, their units are very, very tough, so they got a lot of work that they can do. Alrighty, Drycha's also moving into the fight against some Wildwood Rangers. Finally gets a little bit more action. It's actually going to go right through them and charge the enemy lord if possible, though more Wildwood Rangers are in the way. I also see some Blade Singers here. Wait. Blade Dancers? No, it is Blade Singers, I was right, I'm not crazy. 48-42, pretty decent stats. And COEDDIL is going to make sure that they sing and no more quite quickly, I imagine. He's also used his debuff, and I believe we also have that little mini Mortis engine effect on him, just like we want to get for the rest of our tree men. And there we go, just let's freaking look at the amount of reinforcements. Our units plus our allied units. This is an absolutely ridiculous number of Dryads and Treekin. Maybe at some point we'll do a battle where we bring like 3 armies just full of nothing but Dryads and Treekin, just to sort of replicate this. It does look cool, you gotta admit. Yeah, the Wrath of the Forest. And oh, before we end this, right after this I realized that I was thinking we get a, what's it called? You know, at the end of the battle when you have a choice as to enslave or kidnap or kill or whatever the units, and you get rewards based on that. I was trying to figure out why we get a different one here, and it's because we fight Wood Elves, or Elves, I guess, in general. Is it just fighting Azrai that Drycha likes, or does she like fighting High Elves as well? I guess we'll see when we go to Ulthuan to get the guy in Vale. But yeah, you get a much better bonus for killing the Azra as Drycha. And I start wondering this in about 3 minutes ahead from this, just to talk about the future once again. And I'm just answering my own question here. Because I only realized it after getting back into the battle to record over it. Alrighty, well, I do believe that is the battle. Speaking about the battle, the rest of the enemy units are routing, and we can just speed it up. They do have to get off the field. Oh, look, there's one more unit of Great Stag Knights. Okay, we haven't seen nearly as many of these as the Wild Riders. They do look pretty nice. Maybe we'll get some. We do have the Regiment of Renown available to us whenever we want. And there we go. These guys will be out of the picture, and then the battle will end. Yeah, just absolutely massively superior numbers. Honestly, I figured that there would be more from the enemy, considering the amount of reinforcements you get. But maybe you're supposed to do this very early in the campaign. And obviously, since you guys were telling me that this quest was bugged, I was afraid to do it, and I was thinking maybe try download a mod to fix it or whatever. But fortunately, it does seem that the devs have fixed it this time, so thank you all for the warning, I appreciate it. I would have been very sad not to be able to get COEDDIL, because he just looks so damn cool. Anyway, close victory. Let's see about our reward, and let's see what COEDDIL can do in terms of his buffs and abilities. Alrighty, there we go. Certainly one of the odder quest battles as far as quest battles go, but it certainly wasn't all that difficult of a one, especially with the absolutely massive amount of reinforcements that we get. I'm pretty sure the reinforcements might have been able to actually handle this alone. Not 100% sure, but I mean, the enemy would have had a lot of tough time killing those tree men and those treekin, if nothing else. Plus, they would have had to bring COEDDIL down. Now, speaking of COEDDIL, let us first, Whoa. Slaughter, your army will gain the following effects. Force Vengeance, upkeep reduction for stuff. Is that something that the patch added? It must be something that the patch added. Well, isn't that just lovely? Unless this is unique to now. Well, either way, we're going to take this because we have money problems right now. And Liberator, trait gained COEDDIL. The heroes of legend know the value of mercy. Reinforce your own forces multiple times. COEDDIL. Who is right here. And... wait a second. So first of all, And this is now complete, and we get the Fang of Talroth, and that is going on Drycha, though I'm not 100% sure whether I'll actually keep it on Drycha. As for COEDDIL, COEDDIL is considered a hero, which is kind of interesting. He should definitely be an ancient tree man, and if anything, COEDDIL should become the leader of this faction once released, shouldn't he? And this isn't really COEDDIL, there's some sort of COEDDIL-like illusion that he makes. What does he have here? A Murder of Spites and Muster of Malevolence, great. And that gives him that damage to single character spell and Power of Darkness. Huh. What does he... Oh, does he have a unique... he has a unique magic tree, doesn't he? Neat. What does he have here? Unseelie Court, Blight of Terror's ability, cooldown reduction included. Oh, that's interesting. That's quite interesting indeed, and it'll be nice to have Blight of Terrors available in Drycha's army. Howl of the Forest is, well, standard, we already have that. And an increase in armor for Dryads, Treekin, and Treeman, and Annoyance of Netlings for all Dryads? Oh my. Oh, that's pretty damn decent. Okay, what else does he have? Writhing Branches enables Awakened Forest attrition enemy armies in local province. Okay, sure. And Changing Nature, purchase cost -75 for aspect upgrades. Well, that's just lovely. Perfect Vigor for him, as well as reduction of Winds of Magic cost for all spells. Damn, he's quite powerful. And I guess he can channel Dar, since he can use Dark Magic. Nice. Probably increases all the corruption. He's got Doom Bolts available. He can summon a Manticore via the transformation of Kadon, and he has, oh, both Wild Heart and Spiteful Conjuration. Spiteful Conjuration is great. A armor reduction for quite a while just for casting. It's quite nice. Too bad he doesn't have the increase to Elemental Mastery, or whatever it's called. Mastery of Elemental, I don't know, I forget the name of it every single time. But yeah, this is looking like a very nice hero. The only question is, who do we replace? We could get one of the Dryads gone. Well, either way, Drycha can't move, and COEDDIL also can't move, so we'll have to figure that out next turn. I guess we could give one of the units to Colas here. Oh, damn, wait, we won't be able to jump. Oh, no, wait. Here's an issue. If COEDDIL can't join our army immediately, we won't be able to jump over the river, will we? Because him moving will take a movement slot. Damn. I don't like that at all. And also now I'm thinking, does he actually need to be on Drycha's army? Drycha's army is extremely strong already, and his buffs for Dryads could be put in an army that uses a ton of Dryads. More or less, I'm tempted to get rid of the giant spiders, however, mostly just because they're inferior to the wolves, and we can replace their poison ability with the poison Dryads. Plus, we don't have as many buffs for them. Yeah, I guess it's gonna have to be one of the spiders. It's the only option, so we'll keep one. Alrighty, and then COEDDIL, can you join this army immediately? No, you cannot. What if Drycha gets a little bit closer to you? Can you move at all, Drycha? Any way to get closer? Yeah, damn. Yeah, it's gonna cost us some movement next turn, I think. Oh, well, what can you do? Oh, wait, maybe it won't. Maybe if we go into World Root stance first and then have COEDDIL join. We shall see. In fact, Drycha move... just don't move at all. I don't want to screw it over somehow. Alrighty, that's good as it is, and since that's not bugged, we will be able to enjoy COEDDIL in some battles. You guys are all good, and by you guys I mean all the buildings, and I guess we're going next turn once again, and heading towards Karl Franz with Tala Bitterbark. And Tala's the one that I was thinking that we would get some advantage out of, putting COEDDIL in this army, but still not 100% sure. Let's get you Awakening of the Wood for now, and whoa. No, let's get armor-piercing weapon damage increase for Treekin and for Dryads, which is a massive increase. Also, you have some stuff. We have no enchanted items that we could give you, and Lichbone Pendant is quite useless for you right now, so... yeah, okay, I guess you're good as you are. Okie dokie. What else do we have here?
The dragon-blooded.
Oh look, we've met Carcassonne, and we've met Talzin, Arguelon, etc, etc. Arguelon actually has 4 territories. Huh, I wonder what caused us to discover them. I take it has something to... I guess it's COEDDIL. Once you complete the quest, you suddenly get contact with all of them. Swell. And... ooh, Sylvania's getting closer to that military alliance. Still way too much money, but potential is there. Oh, if we join war against Zufbar, it'll happen. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Very well.
For Durthu, but also for ourselves. Alrighty, good. And oh, huh. That's significant, the fact that we're now fighting with Durth, or with the 6.7, or 7.8 and 6.8. Did that decrease the chances of us aligning with these guys? I thought I noticed that it did, but maybe I could be wrong. Anyway, let's end the turn. Outpost available, let's an outpost upgrade, but yeah, why not? We have the cash. Hopefully we'll be able to get some good stuff soonish. Actually, you know, Cairn Wraiths and Hex Wraiths would feel like they could belong in these armies. There's potential for those guys as well. Alrighty, anyway, ending the turn now. Alright, Karl's gonna go for Beckhofen. We're not going to bother to defend it. We'll have a proper fight of it shortly, I'm sure. Might even go for an ambush outside the next settlement, as Karl is probably looking to take Vitevo as well. Might as well take advantage of that then. Fey Enchantress wants a trade agreement. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care about the Bretonnians and what they're doing. They don't like trespasses against Talzin. We haven't been anywhere near Talzin, but we will be at some point, wherein we will kill them all, but sure. Trade agreement with you. I guess Carcassonne isn't going to be happy with us killing Talzin and Vidrioth and Torgavon, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Settlement lost Beckhofen, that's perfectly fine, though I don't appreciate the cost to retake it. Now we will get ourselves some stuff, namely 2 wolves, another Dryad, because this is our Dryad army, which puts us at 19. Let's get you another aspect of the oak. Make these guys real nice and tanky. And then we got one more. And I think we gotta go with another feral bear. And they're pretty good. And they're still second fiddle to giant wolves. But I don't really see the need for another manticore. And the giant bears would be very helpful against the Reiksguards. So, I guess you got a full stack now, Tala. We're probably going to reduce some of the wild beasts here, but, you know, eventually. Now, you. Is there a place where we got very good ambush chance? We got 90% right here, which looks good to me. Well, let's go there, then. And let's hope that Karl comes this way, rather than moving down to Griffin Wood, which he might. But if he does, he'll fail. He won't win that battle. So I don't think it matters either way. Drycha, you've got places to be. COEDDIL, you're going to join this army. You're going to go into World Root stance. You're going to join up, like so. And we can still World Roots. Perfect. So you're going to go to the jungles. You're actually also going to go to the jungles, but mostly just near the jungles. Because you are going to be policing this territory while Drycha is away. Probably going to have to get you an army of some sort. Yeah. Alrighty, also, how do you guys feel about us now? Ooh, Defensive Alliance, nearly ready to go, and I think we gotta go with it. Wait, let's check the other quick deals first. Clanferic, Carcassonne, meh. 6.0 and 7.2, as long as these guys are friendly with each other. Can't quite tell if they like each other or not. Let's see. Moving up to 14, and deteriorating to -8 due to trespasses, which is kind of annoying. These guys condemn treaties with the Burning Wind Nomads. Oh. Okay, that's a little bit interesting, but also a little bit annoying. If they condemn that, I really wouldn't want to sacrifice a relationship with Zhao Ming in favor of the Nomads here. What if we declare war on these guys? Nah, still not likely. I think we have to leave it be for now. I'll let the relationships keep growing and don't touch anything. It might fix itself as the power, balance of power, whatever, resolves itself. I wanted to just speed up the growth of the jungles here, but if we can't do it, we can't do it. Oh well. Also, wait, can COEDDIL hold items? We can power him up too. Oh, and he has Sundered Armor as well, very nice. Alright, well. Oh, and only Drycha can hold the Fang of Talroth, I guess, which is a little bit unfortunate. A loss of 16 ward save, is it worth it? I'm not sure. Wait a second, where is the thing that the Fang of Talroth gives? It's this, plus you've got the dampen effect. Spell resistance minus 20%. We are going to be using a fair amount of spell stuff, so can't complain too much. Akka, you were also in ambush and... he jumped over you. I do have to wonder whether he'd be willing to fight you in the field. A little bit unfortunate that we couldn't ambush him there, but not a big deal. We'll have to leave Tala in ambush. Let's see if we can't get a fight going here. Another fight, I should say. And he's not going to run. Well, I think considering that we were able to defeat Ungrim with a similar force, we should have this, but let's not get cocky here. This is going to be a pseudo-underway battle, which means the enemy will be deployed in such a way that it can make use of its cannons and its ranged units a lot more, in fact, at least some, as compared to the last time when we fought Ungrim. So there's still potential here. Let's get to it. Alrighty, well, here we go. Akka's going to face off against the Dwarfs once more, but this time they will be bringing their cannons and their range and their slayers properly to bear, unlike Ungrim. This means that we're probably going to have to work for this victory, and it will probably be a little bit more difficult than the last fight that we fought. Now, in terms of what we've got in terms of the setup, obviously we have Vanguard deployed to run at the enemy as fast as possible and hopefully to prevent them from firing their range as much as we possibly can. We also don't have access to Rouse to Wrath like Drycha does, so we can't immediately silence those guns. We've made essentially a blob of units consisting of our bears, our dryads, our Akka, and our a couple units of spiders, while our other fast movers, i.e. the hawks and the wolves and a couple units of spiders, are all the way in the background getting ready to try to move around the slayers and hit the enemy ranged back line. In fact, we're going to send the Great Hawks directly at the enemy as fast as possible to try to silence them. Looks like the battle will be opened by a bunch of satchel charges being thrown directly at Akka. That looks mildly irritating. I'm sure he's mildly annoyed by that. In fact, I'm curious to see how much damage he took to that. Little sliver of HP, really about 200, 300 damage, probably less because now he's also getting hit by ranged units. And it looks like he's going to get a little bit of Burn-a-Nation on him from the Iron Drakes, and the Iron Drakes are definitely going to take some shots at us until we stop them from doing so, so this is a really good use for them, especially since we blobbed up in, well, a massive blob. But fortunately, our Hawks are now flying overhead and should be able to land on the enemy cannons to stop them firing. We're still getting Burn-a-nated, however, so we need to stop those guys as fast as possible. Fortunately, one of the Iron Drakes is specifically focused on Akka, who should be able to heal himself just fine, even if he is starting to take damage. Though it's kind of hard to tell whether that was directly from the Iron Drakes or from the Lord attacking him. Whereas the second unit of Iron Drakes we've dropped our Great Hawks down on, and even if the Great Hawks aren't super able to kill them, at least they can stop them from doing anything. There we go. Alrighty, now this flank is the most dangerous portion of the battlefield for us. The Giant Slayers are here, and only a single unit of Dryads and a single unit of Bears are trying to hold them back. I do expect most of our units here will be in trouble fairly quickly, and as we can see, Bears are dropping to those Giant Slayers and Regu Slayers already. Already this is a more difficult battle than the one against Ungrim, and I am absolutely loving it. There we go, and we got more or less a proper battle line going here. The Slayers are certainly putting up a very decent fight, where the Slayers probably wouldn't do anything nearly as effective against Drycha's army because of her levels and buffs. Akka's is still a little bit incomplete, at least with regards to missing those Treekin to act as the buffer against damage. But we'll get some of those in here eventually. Speaking of Aka, let's see what he's got. He's now down nearly to half HP, though he's done a fairly decent amount of damage at 74% and 22k damage done as well. Those Awakening of the Wood spams have certainly been effective, and hitting these guys a few times has badly damaged the Slayers. Once again, fortunately, despite the relatively high spell resistance on the basic Dwarven units, the Slayers are still only 0 armor, so they will take a lot of damage while dealing a lot of damage. So that will always work in our favor, even if these guys are very good against what we brought out to play. Otherwise, it looks like the battle has now finally turned in our favor. All of the enemy ranged units are silenced and unable to play, and a lot of them have actually moved into combat with their melee. We can see a Thunderer there, for example, as they were going to get chased down by our giant wolves. Looks like the center of the enemy formation has actually pretty much broken. We can see the Thane here running away, the Iron Drakes as well, and I think the enemy army has now shattered. Of course, that doesn't mean that much for an army that consists of primarily Slayers, so while these guys have all routed, including their lord, we still have to kill the rest of the Slayers, in particular these ones over on this flank where we were in the most danger. Not a very long battle so far, as well. I guess it's almost like two damage-dealing armies facing off against each other, right? Two relatively fragile and damage dealer piles. At least with regards to our wild... Well, actually, Dryads are of the same sort of deal as well. Though our Dryads, being fairly heavily armored, are pretty good. But yeah, the wild beasts and the wild spirits, quite fragile. At least here. So we probably wouldn't want to charge most of them directly at an enemy line. But anyway, looks like we still have a few Slayers to destroy, and we do have to get the poor spiders here out as they're down to only 13. This does, however, allow us to get yet another Awakening of the Wood down on those Slayers and continue dishing out the damage. We do still have a pile of bears holding the giant Slayers and the remnants of the regular Slayers back as well. And we are taking our time over on this side to chase down and kill all those units that are routing, as we don't want them to run off and for us to have to chase them around the overworld map. Aka, however, is going to leave that and allow the giant wolves and stuff to kill them while he moves in to start fighting the giant Slayers. He's also started to recover his HP and is about, I don't know, maybe 75%, 70% there. And can now work on these Slayers. Oh no! I'm pretty sure that Arrow of Kurnos just hit Aka, but he can still keep Earthblooding himself, all the while killing more Slayers. And here we go, here come the giant wolves, which can also break through those Slayers very, very quickly. Here come more bears, and now suddenly these guys are in very, very bad shape. Watch them drop so damn quickly. Yeah, when surrounded like this, they just take too much damage too quickly. Of course, they deal it back, but this will bring us the battle. And the last of the giant Slayers falls. Looks like the last of the regular Slayers about to lose their heads. And with this, the battle will end. Alright, kill the last of them. Come on, guys, stop ignoring those two. Is there anything left on the field? No, it's just literally these two, actually 3 Slayers. On the bright side, though, this will allow Aka to heal himself yet again, and he's now got 80% HP, maybe even more by the time the battle ends. Which is great, especially if we stay in our own territory, we should heal up. And I don't know how that Slayer's head exploded, because Aka used his foot to slam into the ground, and the shockwave blew up that Slayer's head, but the Slayer's body was just fine. Pretty interesting, though. Targeted shockwave. Let's call it Aka's mastery of doing that. Anyway, looks like there's still a circle of enemy units just trapped by this. Usually it's the spiders that do this. For some reason, they seem to have a tendency to not attack and just blob up and get stuck. But we can simply move the spiders away. And honestly, we can even move the dryads away, because the bears, the wolves, and the Aka are faster at killing than the rest of those are. So, spiders are out, and I'm just going to obviously speed up through this while we kill the rest of these remains. And Aka's nearly at full health. Also, I want to point out that he hasn't reached his healing cap, so he's going to be just fine even after being dropped to nearly half by fighting that enemy lord and those Iron Drakes. I mean, I keep wanting to call Iron Drakes Fire Drakes. Am I the only one that has a lot of trouble with that? Especially because I keep thinking of the Iron Drakes as the Trollhammer torpedoes, and then the And then the Burnination Iron Drakes as Fire Drakes. It's very difficult. Wargrove of Woe, close victory. Good job to Akka. It certainly was a close victory, as we saw one of those spider units got down to 13 units. That flank basically collapsed on our side, and one of the Dryad units got very badly beat up. And so did, I think, one of the Bear units that was holding with those guys as well. Otherwise, though, the non-Slayer units collapsed fairly quickly, and Akka was able to dish out a lot of damage to all the units on the field and keep himself topped up, which was one of the great things. Once again, even if a lot of our army were to fail, the enemy would still have a lot of trouble killing Akka. Ooh, alrighty, that one was a little bit more of a toughie. Well done to Thick Thunderstone here. We nearly lost one of our units of Dryads, so they are fairly easy to get back up. The biggest issue in that particular situation was the terrain, of course, as we... that kill captives thing that Drycha had, I guess, was maybe unique to that thing, because we don't have it anymore. What was I saying? Let's heal up. We faced off against an enemy that could essentially make good use of that pseudo underway stance, and as predicted, it made for some difficult advancing, or at least more difficult than usual. Now we have ourselves a Val's Anvil Smith, which I guess we don't have on COEDDIL. And does Tala have one? No. Okay, we need more of these, don't we? Where is this? Not Eternal Guard Commander, Hawk Companion, Val's Anvil Smith. So currently we have one on Drycha, one of our Dryads, and Akka the one. Okay, so Tala, you can have one. And I guess one of the Dryads ones is just gonna go to COEDDIL instead while we're here. And not that I expect anybody will be likely to actually bring COEDDIL down. Massive amount of HP and very, very tanky as he is, but nonetheless, he's more likely to get focused, A, but B, the weapon strength is much more valuable on one of these guys than on a Malevolent Branch Wraith. Is there anything else? I guess you can have Forest Spirit as well. Might as well. More Forest Spirits means more leadership reduction for the enemy. Alrighty, well with that, unfortunately, we are out of time, and I am going to have to call the episode here. Next time, we will send Akka to take out Karak-Kadrin, since it looks like Vlad's backed off, and continue the destruction of the Dwarves. That also will probably mean we will complete our third battle for the Unforgiven, and we'll try to get Durthu to join our side. In addition to that, we will either fail in this ambush or succeed in this ambush. I don't think it'll matter, because I think Carl is going to try to attack Tala no matter what. He does have a full stack after all, and Tala is only level 5, so that should be a fun battle as we kill him and then retake the stuff that we just lost. Maybe we'll even take Talabaim, go all the way to Talabaim to take it, and then just swap it to Vlad while we're here. Since he's fighting so many enemies, we might as well just keep powering him up from the other direction. Sounds like a plan to me. Let's see if it survives contact with the enemy, and so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.